Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about how excess is the killer of all diets. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes, my books, which you can find on Amazon, my movie podcast called The Cinema Rag. I also have 3 other podcasts, but The Cinema Rag probably is the most fun one. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there's a link to make a donation via credit card. Now, as I've mentioned before in previous episodes here, like everybody knows intuitively what we're supposed to do or how we're supposed to eat to be healthy. We all know. We all know. But why are we the most overweight we've ever been in human history, recorded history, certainly in the United States? Why do we have massive obesity everywhere? So we spend the most money we've ever spent on gym membership, but we're also spending the most money we've ever spent on health foods, granola bars, ready to eat frozen meals that are shipped to you, ready to drink juices, juice fast, whatever the diet fad is. Now, none of this makes sense because we all know how we're supposed to eat, but we're all fat. Everybody knows. Limit your sugars, eat a well-balanced meal, eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. Right? We all know this. Sensible portions, blah, 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 blah. So what's the problem? Well, we eat our emotions. That's what it is. As I've mentioned before, the large majority of people who are overweight have a disordered relationship with food. We associate emotions with food. I'm stressed, I'm going to eat. Or drink too, right? I'm sad, I'm going to eat. Fill in the blank, I'm going to eat. Instead of seeing food as just, okay, like the dog behind me sees it. Hungry, hungry, eat. No longer hungry, stop eating. That's the way it should be. We just put food in our mouth to keep our body going, and that's it. We don't connect anything to it. And animals aren't overweight unless they have emotional issues. Then you see the fat dogs and so forth. But even dogs that sit around and have a sedentary life aren't overweight. You don't see like overweight cows outside, overweight fill in the blanks. They're all regular weighted animals that are in the wild. So why are we like that? Yeah, we can say, well, we live a sedentary life. We're sitting around watching screens. Absolutely, compared to our ancestors. But look at the people in the 1950s. People in the 1950s drank milk. Oh, they had meat. Oh, pot roast. Oh my God. And most of them were not fat. So how is it that we are so knowledgeable and woke when it comes to whatever diet fad, but we're fatter than what we've ever been? And a lot of it has to do with portions. It's all about portions. I'm a vegetarian. And then you just scarf down 2 bags of chips. Or, I'm a keto, I'm a low carb, and then you're woofing down 20 eggs. We all know what we're supposed to eat. It's the portions that are the problem. And yes, restaurants make it worse because restaurants give us gigantic portions. It's funny because restaurants are like one of 2 things. You go to the hoity-toity restaurants and they give you like the 3 things drizzled with it's all pretty, right? Or you go to the typical restaurant for the hoi polloi and it's just massive portions, Texas style, Texan portions. Because then you feel like you're getting your money's worth. But there's like no between, right? So everything is just over portions. You look at what a hamburger was at McDonald's in 1959 or any like burger joint diner, a regular burger, like from Happy Days, right? It was this big. Now it's half pound, quarter pound, double quarter pound. Same for fries. All the portions just ice cream. When you get ice cream, it's like 4 scoops. So it's nowadays like look at sodas, right? Sodas back then this big. Now it's big gulp size, right? So it's all about portions. It's all about the portions. We eat too much of everything. So if you want to lose weight, look, you can lose weight doing your keto. You can lose weight doing your vegan, that represent 2 sides of the spectrum, or whatever in the middle that you find. You can lose weight doing anything, or you can just lose weight having like the normal diet that our ancestors or even the people from the 1950s knew how to do. We all know how to do it. The problem is the portions. It's too much calories. Because ultimately weight loss is what? How much calories you're expending a day versus how much you're taking in. It's a very basic formula. So exercise burns calories, right? So if you look at how much you've consumed, let's say you consumed 3,000 calories in a day, but the body needs 2,500 calories a day, and then you didn't work out, that's a net difference. That's a net negative difference. But let's say you've eaten only 1,500 calories and you did a workout that burnt 500 calories, then you only took in 1,000 calories. The body needs, let's say, 2,500 calories to function. That's a net deficit of 1,500 calories. So if you do that day in, day out, you're going to lose weight. So we know like the basic formula, right? We know basically how we're supposed to eat. And we know how to maintain weight on these two levels, right? You burn more than you're taking in. So why are we all fat? Portions. Why do we eat too much of everything? A whole box of cereal, a whole bag of chips, 3 servings of this, 5 servings of this. Yeah, you can blame the bliss point. You can blame the food scientists who put a bunch of addictive stuff, but ultimately it's us. It's the psychological thing. We attach emotions to food and drink. And as long as we have this disordered relationship with food, it's always going to be an upward struggle. It's going to be like Sisyphus pushing the boulder. We're always going to be suffering. We're always going to have problems. And ultimately, again, like with everything here, don't listen to the guys, oh, this is the number one thing to lose weight and keep it off. This super spice I found in the Amazon or whatever it is. It's just lower your portions and move the body. And if you lower portions and move the body, then you don't have to necessarily restrict and never have cake. How about you just eat a small portion of cake? Why do we have to go to Chili's and the slices? I mean, we know why. But it's all about portions. So if you have sensible portions and you're moving the body, you can pretty much eat whatever you want for weight maintenance. The problem is that portions are the killer of diet. And portions is the reason that people regain their weight. Because a person, like we have the episode here, like why do you need 2 servings of dessert? Right? Because it's all up here. You're connecting emotions to food. So once you unconnect these things, you're like, why do I need 2 servings of dessert? I don't. You're like the dog. Eat till I'm no longer hungry. Stop eating. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.